moment he went out of sight, the Pacific all of a sudden becomes a very big place. We had our man overboard position marked on the electronic chart, which gives us a point to start searching from. So we started going through the motions and trying to estimate where he might have drifted to with the wind and the current. And we started searching, but I mean, a needle in the haystack doesn't even describe what we were looking for. When you start searching and you think somebody's going to see him any moment now, and then time keeps going by, we put somebody up to the first spreaders, up the mast to get a better view. We had people climbing up the A-frame at the back to get a better view, and still nobody was spotting him. The water temperature's 10, 11 degrees, so you don't want to have somebody in there for really any longer than 10 or 15 minutes. So we had huge seas, we had very strong winds, we had limited visibility because the sea state was so bad, and that made it a lot more challenging. As soon as we saw him, the initial reaction was a huge relief, and then followed quite quickly by, we don't have a clue what state he's in. God forbid, dead or alive, conscious, unconscious, injured. So we got round, and as soon as he saw the boat in the corner of his eye, we could see him, waving his arms, and that was another massive relief. And we got near to him, and before we knew it, he was instructing us how to get him back on board. It comes down, I think, to three basic things. First of all is the training the Clipper put us through from day one, both skipper and crews. But we've been through that manoeuvre 100 times, if not more, and it was really impressive to see that as soon as the shout went out, everybody sprang into action. Everybody knew exactly where they had to go, what they had to do, and it just went like clockwork. If it had been somebody in normal foul weather gear, they definitely wouldn't have been conscious when we arrived. Andrew in a dry suit was clearly hypothermic, but the severity of that would have been possibly fatal without the dry suit. Being crew on the RNLI, a lifeboat crew member, we respond to lots of those, but there's a certain detachment when it's not somebody you know, a friend or a crewmate. You're just out looking for a diver in the water, or somebody who's been swept off a rock, and it's not quite the same as somebody you were just talking with 2 minutes before, who you've been sailing with for whatever it is, 7 months at this stage, and ultimately somebody that I'm responsible for.